see. I think it was just a regular full plate.
We do it my way.
That was crazy. Why can't I wonder why I can't loot him, though. Loot it. Weird.
Onwards!
I guess we can still explore over there.
I need to catch my breath.
Alright, it looks like Camelands are all figured out now.
May we have a moment of respite?
I require
We
rest.
should gather our strength.
If we don't do something about this epidemic, and soon you'll have only hydras and wyverns to rule over. The more folks get eaten, the more folks panic, and the more they're tempted to flee to our neighbors. You have good news too. I managed to gather some information that I hope will help you eliminate the threat before it's too late. Shortly after the epidemic started, goblins began appearing everywhere. The locals report that these goblins have been celebrating and shouting something about the Day of Glory, or Lamashtu, when all humans would be eaten by monsters and only goblins would remain. Sounds disturbing, does it not? Lamashtu, what do we know about her? She's called the Mother of Monsters. Her symbol is a three-eyed jackal head. She's an ancient and extremely evil goddess who spreads nightmares, insanity, and perhaps of most interest to us monsters. Her worshippers are mostly of the more monstrous races like goblins, lamias, and gnolls. That said, there's no short supply of secret followers and cults among more civilized peoples too, including the people of the River Kingdoms. The goblins are behind the disaster then. Behind it? Doubtful. Benefiting from it? Quite likely. I'd surmise that the true cause of this disaster is either human cultists of Lamashtu, or even worse, some supernatural creature related to her. In any case, the goblins likely know enough to provide some clue. Other monsters, Mistress of Insanity, and Grandmother Nightmare. Oh my god. Am I? Do we need to find a goblin leader and press them for information? Any idea where to begin the search? Yes, you were wise to prevent widespread panic by keeping the epidemic secret. Due to that, my agents caught several goblins and learned the location of their village. I'll mark it on your map. Nice! Jod's eyes are bloodshot and his posture is slack. The wrinkles on his face have deepened and his sparse hair has gone gray. It's a disaster, Your Grace. We have an epidemic by developing the country. The afflicted first get a fever, then a bloody cough. Then several hours later, the cleric shakes his head and grimaces. That's just half the trouble. Afterward, the bodies of the afflicted become like some kind of cocoon, and monsters hatch out of them. People keep dying, and we haven't the slightest clue what's causing it or how to deal with it. Christian and I established a field hospital in the building for the former prison. Don't look at me like that. There were no better places to choose from. Frankly, we were lucky to find this one. To cut a long story short, we have a female patient who's volunteered for vivisection. It means cutting into her living body to look for the source of the disease. Jod frowns after the surgery. Era still forgive us. We'll be lucky and we can close her up and let her go alive and well. Sounds like it's something he does every day, you know? Like... There's one more thing. John hands you a battered letter. Keston, that done, sent a message. Oh. So Keston took a group of his men to go search down the leader of a mob that is arising in my barony. That is Vivisection, what exactly are you going to do? What? We're going to find out the source of the disease. That's what. Once the monster emerges from the body of the afflicted, it's torn to pieces, making it impossible to learn anything from the remains. But we found one brave woman who gave us permission to cut her open. The straits are dire, we don't know exactly what we're looking for, and the vivisection is extremely dangerous for the patient. But we're left with no other choice. Why wait for volunteers? You could perform the surgery on a random patient without waiting for them to explode. That's a neutral evil. No, I don't want to do that. What do we know about this disease? Not much, just primary symptoms actually. We're not even sure if it's a disease or a curse or some magic parasite. Perhaps with your help, we'll manage to learn more. Any progress? How should I put it? We've got none. Okay. I see. Let's go.
I require rest.
Uh-oh. This is our hospital. God shows you around the bleak, comfortless building with its barred cells. Prison is certainly not the best location nor the healthiest, but it's better than nothing. Also, it might be cruel to say this, but considering the nature of the malady, I don't know how you say that word. Malady, I guess, maybe. It would be safer for everyone if the patients were kept behind bars until they're healed. Hope the city will get a proper clinic in time. Why the prison? There was no other place more suitable? Only the city had a clinic. Even if it did, the prison would still be the best choice. Don't forget, at any moment, one of these patients could, you know, die and release a monster. Where are all the inmates? There were not but a few pickpockets locked away here. We put them to work cleaning the place up and then set them free. Okay. What have you already tried? Standard spells to heal disease, remove poison, and lift curses, all ineffective. Attempting to dispel the magic is so fruitless. We fear that we may be dealing with a curse of strength, enough to surpass our own faith. It isn't a matter of faith. I don't think it's a disease, let alone some powerful curse. I suspect it's some sort of parasite, hiding itself within the body. Nonsense. We detected magic suffusing each patient's body, evenly distributed. Like, magical. If it was some sort of parasite, it would be a simple matter to detect. Then it's able to disguise itself. Maybe it's poisoning their blood with its magic. By the sun, we return to this argument over and over. It's been days. Let's stop talking about and try doing something already. Who's our patient? Her name is Malda Stasek. A peasant woman from a nearby village. We hadn't seen any prior cases of the disease there. I pray for that woman. She is the first one to mount the courage necessary to volunteer for the surgery. We cannot let her down. Where will the surgery take place? Well, the room was previously a torture chamber. Oh, okay. Good, I've no need for a torture chamber anyway. I thought as much. Give me a few moments to look around. You must please don't take too long. Okay, so now we have like a bunch of quests here. Mother of Monsters, Witch Hunt, Deed of Sorrow. So this is what we're doing now. Okay. Take that. There.
I lead. You follow.
Got the wrong guy. I'm healthy. Have you found a cure? Cough, cough. Where did this calamity come from? Never seen anything like it. All the there.
I won't
really
be
hurting.
halted.
Noticing you, the patient, a ruddy-faced, middle-aged peasant woman, blinks her eyes. Imagine that, His Grace himself paying me a visit. Good health to you. I'm Malda Stasek from Sedgedale. So you think that these priests of yours can really heal me? With Aristole's help, they could, I bet. Just look how brainy they seem, the two of them. How are you feeling? You got a fever, cough too, and can't eat. Feel like puking all the time? I've been through worse, though. Born 6 kids, then survived. But still, this scares me breathless. Each tingle on my body gets me to shaking, and I think to myself, that's it. It started. Now I'll be ripped to shreds. Oh my god. Tell me about yourself. Nothing to tell, really. We're simple people with simple lives. Spent all mine in Sedgedale. It's by Gudrun River, past Silverstep Lake. Raised my children there, then grandchildren. Never seen monsters worse than goblins then, but now owlbears and hydras everywhere. I prayed the gods to spare our village, but no, this blight fell right upon our head. Why did you volunteer? I'm scared like a hare, truth be told. But this is no mere cold. Can't just hope it'll pass on its own. At least this way I got some hope, right? And then, well, the doctors will figure it out. What to do about the plague. I'm no hero, not me, but sometimes you gotta think about others too. If they end up butchering me, at least maybe they can figure out how to save someone else. If I gotta die, let it be for a good cause, right? Get ready, we're about to begin.
We do it my way.
Search of Joy, Confessions of a Heretic.
Head on!
That's it. Hold on. Quick save, then we'll begin the surgery.
Require rest.
God breathes in deeply, then exhales slowly. Erastil be with us. Sarah and Ray help us. Glancing nervously at the various medical instruments, the brave peasant woman got up to the operating table. Just don't butcher me, is all I ask, she muttered in a trembling voice. Meanwhile, the foremost medical experts in the room still couldn't agree on what exactly it was they were trying to do. Stop arguing with me. Coughing up blood is a sure sign of the problem is in the lungs. We looked there, Jod insisted. No, it's a nausea we should be focusing on. We need to examine the stomach, Tristian objected. The clerics turned to the Baron in desperation, asking him to resolve their dispute. After careful consideration, he decided... Decide with Tristian and search for the source of the disease in the patient's stomach. Without wasting further time arguing, Jod said a short prayer to Erastil and took the scalpel Tristian offered him. Candlelight reflected off the surgical instruments and potion bottles as Jod's scalpel made the first incision on the woman's skin. I could hear her inhale loudly through clenched teeth. I confess, I lacked the courage to watch surgery. Even after I turned away, I couldn't help but tremble from hearing the poor woman's screams. The air filled with the acrid scent of medical potions, while Tristian mumbled prayers to ease the patient's pain, simultaneously scanning her body with magical sight. All I could do was whisper my own prayers, but the Baron, he didn't lose his courage. He... +9. DC 25. Okay, so that is possible. I guess we'll do diplomacy. Took the patient's hand and whispered something in her ear, distracting her from the pain. Yeah, nice. I couldn't hear exactly what he said, but it worked. Charmed by his words, the peasant woman managed to stay still and let the cleric perform the surgery. The poor woman's screams and crying were unbearable. I couldn't begin to imagine what she was going through. I'm such a fool, Jod finally exclaimed. You were right. I'm glad we listened to you. Tristian used a healing spell to close the wound in the woman's stomach, and Jod showed everyone the strange item he had extracted. It looked like some kind of seed, a glowing, pulsing, thumb-sized seed. Before anyone could say anything, it flashed in Jod's fingers. He dropped it on the floor just in time. On the spot where the seed landed, a portal opened and a roaring monster jumped out of it. Isn't it crazy how I guessed and got it? Immediately.
I shall end this suffering.
This is kind of sucky though, because
Run them through!
this. I can't use this because I'm fatigued, I think. Stop divine powering yourself and help us kill this ferocious owl burr. So, for the bless. Ooh, nice hit. Looks like they're like eating seeds or something. Uh-oh, this guard is fudged. Nice. I was fatigued, so I wasn't sure how that was gonna go. God wipes the sweat from his brow, not even noticing the blood still in his hands. Erasto and Serenray be praised. They were truly on our side this day. It's a miracle. Tristan nods, or hands Jod. I almost said Joel. Jod a clean towel. Jod pulls himself together and wipes his hands and face. What have we learned? We've learned I was a pompous fool, and Tristan was right all along. It's not a disease, but a parasite, something of vegetative origin. It resembles a seed. I'm sorry, my friend. I should have wagged my tongue less and listened to you more. Please don't mention it. It was a lucky guess, not worthy of your praise. Are you able to cure others of the disease now? Yes. Yes, now that we know what to do, we can extract the seeds with much less risk to the patients and with much less suffering. What will we do next? There are still many patients here. We'll start working on them immediately, and you, your grace, may want to search for the source of the disease. We still know neither where the seeds come from nor how they got into people's bodies. New patients arrive daily, and how many never even find their way to a hospital. Our efforts here are not enough by themselves. We need to find the root of this problem. I have to go. Please, find the source. Alright. Nice, dude. And a level up, too. Oh, yeah. Ah! I didn't have this open, and now I feel bad. The row? Not opening. I'll play without sounds then. How do you feel? You've barely survived it.
We do it my way.
This is good. Alright. So, I can read Keston's note. I already did read it, but let's...
I won't take that!
Meet Keston near the shrine of Lamashtu on Moon Day, the first day of a week. Okay. I haven't done much with Keston, and I kind of like his character, so... I might actually do that. But we leveled up, so we're going to do that as well.